5, 4, 3.
This election for second coxswain, who do you favour?
Well, two of the boys have agreed to have their names put forward. Ken White and Horace Morgan.
The famous animal Morgan.
Right.
Well, he's certainly what you might call time served. Been deep sea as well, if Marines can be said to go to sea. Is he coxswain material?
Well, he's, all for the boat and the station.
I didn't ask that.
Well, let's put it this way. We always allow any name to be put forward for the election of a second coxswain, but you can always rely on the boys to make the right choice.
You don't lean on them in any way, neither you nor the secretary.
And they wouldn't take kindly to a visiting inspector doing so either.
I consider myself reprimanded.
I don't see why you have to dress up for it. They don't vote on your appearance.
Jacket.
I met Jack Tustin's wife in the village. She didn't say anything about an election. Just said about the presentation to that old man, Stick Watts.
Brush.
You said yourself they're all younger men. They'll vote a younger man, perhaps.
Give me the brush.
I can get your hanky.
In the mob, you know the score. Somebody's going to show these kids how to lay on a bit of bull, bags of swank, you know. You were a bootneck, weren't you?
Royal Marine to you, Shagnasty.
to be changes made.
What changes?
Oh, they want sharpening up, that lot. Right. I shall probably have a few jars afterwards. Don't wait up.
Security was stepped up in all the Welsh ferry ports with the news of the escape of Sean O'Dowd, now described as the second most wanted man in Britain. O'Dowd, who was connected with the Birmingham car bombings, has previously escaped from custody and is said to be a master of disguise. Photofit pictures used before his last escape have been reissued.
Bloody Irish git.
Before I ask Stick Watts to come up here himself, I thought it appropriate to ask Mr. Skuse, our district inspector, to make the presentation. But he said no. And his reason I respect. It is this. This is a crew presentation to an old faithful. To a man who has been involved with Ennal's Point lifeboat man and boy for 40 years. And so, since we are honoring one of our own, Mr. Skuse, while adding his congratulations, thought we ought to keep it in the family, so to speak. So I have great pleasure in asking Stick Watts to come up here. Now, this is a barometer and a clock. It shows the weather and the time. It stands for all the weather you've been out in and all the time you have been involved in the institution. With our thanks from all the boys.
What you got there?
Voting papers.
Have they got Animal Morgan's name on them?
No, there are no names. You have to fill in your own, see?
Is anyone going to vote for him?
Think I might. Just to see the effect on you.
Some of you have asked me how I got the name Stick. Well, it's not because my legs have gone and I sometimes use a stick. No. It was given me in the army. Stick. Meaning stick at it. And if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't be able to take this handsome piece of brass straight down to the sailors to flog in the morning.
Thank you. Now, we come to the second item on the agenda, the election of the new second coxswain. I'm going to ask Mr. Skuse to spell out the form.
Thank you. Now, most of you don't need me to tell you that the coxswain's right-hand man is not a good description of the second coxswain. Because we believe that no lifeboat crew is complete or ready unless every man in it is capable of doing another man's job. And one of the reasons why every crew elects its own coxswain is because the institution believes in placing that responsibility on those who man the boats. Now, you fellows know who you'd prefer to sail with. You know better than any that the time may come when one man's decision is the all-important one, for your life, as well as the lives of others. And that's why it goes without saying that the most popular man is not necessarily the best man for the job. So bear this in mind. And remember that Jack Tustin isn't always going to be available. One night you might get down to the boathouse to find the man you choose deciding whether you wear a jacket or not. It's as important as that. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, there are two men who've agreed to have their names put forward. Horace Morgan and Ken White. If there are no other nominations, we'll vote by ballot in the usual way. And the successful candidate will have his name forwarded to the Committee of Management for approval. Ned, have you got the slips? All right. Now, at the end, sir. Oh, yes, sorry. Yes. What's this?
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
Right, if you'll mark the paper in the usual way and place them in the envelopes, Ned will collect them up. All right?
Are you not voting, Jack? What if it's a dead heat?
There's no danger of that. Listen, there have been lifeboats and lifeboat crews in Ennal's Point for years before they ever saw an inspector.
You're wrong, actually. An inspector made a favourable report in 1835.
Oh, good God.
His name was Morgan.
You heard what he said? Well?
Does Hannibal begin with an A or an H?
This is the lifeboat, coxswains.
Do you want me to sing a sea shanty? Nobody's above the law, son. Although there's some around here think they are. Excuse me, sir. Are you the owner of one of these vehicles?
Get noted.
Thanks.
Well done, Snowy. I'm glad. Thanks. Where's Hannibal? No? Oh, God, here's trouble. Sorry, Sarge, I know what it's all about. We just had a crew meeting. We just finished.
I'm afraid I can't let it go this time.
Oh, we'll be shifted in 2 minutes.
That's 2 minutes too late. There are clearly designated car parks in the vicinity. And it's not as if you haven't had plenty of latitude in the past.
You haven't booked us?
Well, I don't see why you can't tell me who it was. Was it Snowy White?
Yes.
Close?
Overwhelming.
Expect it was the rubber boat. You said yourself they need younger men. It affects the kidneys, you said. That's why the institution makes a rule about men over 45. And I expect they wanted somebody who was good with engines. Well, his time served deep sea. Before he gave it all up, become a postman, I mean.
I finished with it.
You can't say that, Horace. You've been in it since a boy. Ever since I've known you, you've had a jersey. I remember the night Tom Grail was lost. You were only 14, but you were ready to go. And when they said they wanted another crew, you volunteered at once. And when you came back from the Marines, you didn't come and see me. Oh, no, you went straight down to the boathouse. I had to come and see you, and your mother told me where you were. And Jack Tustin said he'd be glad to have you.
It's not him. Bloody inspectors.
Who?
It's not Jack Tustin. Can't be. It's Poole. Bloody Poole.
Who is Poole?
Bloody headquarters pulsing around. Passed over straight stripers with computers up their jackses and a lot of nits off the banana boats. Can't get jobs anywhere else. They got operations room you could bury a lighthouse in. What about the men in the boats? I said to one of them.
But you said they were all for the men in the boats.
Excuse it is. Commander Death. He's got not granted writ all over him.
But you said only the crew voted.
Well, he must have turned them. And that sod Billy John. I tell you, I bloody finished with all of them.
Oh, finished with a lifeboat?
Aye.
Can't say that, Horace. What would you do with your life? You've got to be reasonable, Horace.
I am being reasonable. That Snowy Whitey's been divorced and all. Where you going?
Do you mind if I put the telly on? You're relieved to hear about the IRA.
It's not 40 years, is it?
41, actually. I think they were short of money last year.
41?
Yes.
You were not with Tom on the Eldon Castle job, were you?
No, I was on holiday in Blackpool.
Notice they haven't got an inscription on this. I expect it's got too expensive. Sam's was in silver. Inscription too. Oh well, you haven't come here just to show me your clock. And I haven't got any work for you, so what have you come for?
Well, I was wondering if you put a word in for me with Lukey.
Luke?
Grail's Hotel has got a sign up, closed for alterations. I went there yesterday, but there was nobody there. Well, the whole place wants stripping out. So if there's any joinery or wallpapering, well, you generally keep it in the family.
Did you say closed for alterations?
Yes.
He hasn't said anything to me.
I don't think there's been anybody there for days. It's not clean at the best of times, and now it doesn't look as if it's been touched for a week.
Stay where you are.
You're not trying to flog that clock already, are you? There's a big run on these cow crabs. Hey. Look at this one, eh? Who does it remind you of, eh?
Where's your cousin Luke and that girl?
I don't know.
I can't get any reply on the telephone.
Oh?
Where have they gone?
I'm telling you, I don't know.
Where has she gone?
I haven't seen her for weeks.
Now, don't make a mistake. Don't think I don't know you've been seeing her, or what sort of a life she lives. Where is she?
Gran, I don't know.
Why have you taken up fishing again?
Well, you always wanted me to work the pots.
Yes. And whenever you do anything I want, it's because you've already done something I'm not supposed to know about. Where is she?
The first thing we're going to have today is a well-known casualty. Jack, from this moment you're badly concussed. It's going to be the easiest exercise you've ever had. Take a seat. Snowy, I want to run through some standard procedures. We'll do a breeches buoy exercise, an anchor and drogue drill, if you've time. But first of all, I want you to put me in 5 fathoms of water, without using the echo sounder. Excuse me. Where are you heading?
The Lark's Head.
How do you know there are 5 fathoms there?
It's half flood now. The crabbing rocks don't show till half tide.
Keep on course then. And nobody aboard is going to do anything unless you tell them to. Oh, and remember Jack's concussed, incapable of speech. Where's the Neil Robinson stretcher? Don't look at him, he's dead, I told you.
In the forward cabin.
Right, we'll get it up presently. In the meantime, we've got a problem. We lost a man overboard 30 seconds ago.
You've got the weight.
Ned! Run overboard! Don't take your eyes off him!
What procedure are you using?
Standard naval procedure. 45 degrees starboard.
And then?
Hard a port till we're running down our own wake.
Drift?
No, we're both drifting. Men, lower the scrambling net! Billy, get the Dutch hook!
Billy. Taking it.
Okay. Well done, boys.
Next time, break the guard chain and get 2 men on the net ready to go in the drink if necessary. The most dangerous moment of a rescue is when the casualty relaxes and slips away. Okay? Good. Well, we'll do that again later with a blanket over the wheelhouse window. Nice try in the dark. In the meantime, we'll shoot the drogue. You've still got the weight, remember?
And it gets heavier every year.
Is there anything I can do?
Well, yes. Will you ask your wife to come on as soon as you can? Give Mr. Blair a hand?
Right.
Just at the tea stand.
Sit down. Don't fuss. You didn't think I was going to crack, did you? My legs went a bit, that's all. Must have tried twice. How can you fail the first time and then the second? Must have gone downstairs for a knife or something, and then collapsed. If I hadn't met Geoffrey Hannah, and if there hadn't been an exercise... Was it your idea to come here, or your husband's?
Mr. Hannah's.
Should have gone to the hospital.
Oh, there's nothing you could do, Mrs. Grail. They just give him a stomach pump. It's very unpleasant.
Give it to them as a lesson, you mean? To teach them a lesson?
No, I don't know. Sometimes, perhaps.
When they were carrying him out, I kept seeing him as a little boy. I kept remembering things. He had so much to do before he went to school. Newspapers, hobbles. Couldn't always keep himself clean, you know. Even as a child, people couldn't bear him to touch them. Standing there, I thought, everything in his life has led up to this. He's one of those people whom no one ever remembers. There are people like that, you know. They have no importance for anyone, and they always take second place. There's something about them that repels it. It's so unfair.
Can I see you in the crew room? Straight away. Seems his wife had left him and he couldn't face up to things. I took your grandmother home. Mrs. Morgan's is with her now. She's as strong as ever she was, but I thought I'd better tell you myself.
Well, what about Jenny?
Oh, apparently she packed her things and left. Several days ago.
Well, I don't have to go straight home then, do I?
I would have thought she needed you. She rang me at home.
Why you?
I don't know. She usually rings me to tell me I'm not the man my father was. But this time she wanted help.
As soon as possible, I'd like Snowy to get the feel of the boat himself. Bring him up to date on the chart corrections and let him in on the paperwork.
Right.
It's a good exercise, Jack. Good turnout, as usual. Excellent spirit. Station in first-class order.
Yeah.
Something bothering you? Ah, you want a second mechanic?
What about animals?
No, that would be too simple.
That's a point. I forgot about him. Where was he?
He didn't show.
Oh. Well, that's for you to deal with.
Thanks, Jack.
I'll look in the house before I leave.
Right.
Well done, Snowy.
Thanks.
Where was Animal? Sit on there a minute. Now, I don't want you to think that the boys weren't 100% right in what they did. You're the obvious man for the job, and there's nobody I'd rather have as my number two. Nobody. But Animal... Did he say anything to you?
Nothing.
I thought. He should have come up to you and shaken me by the hand. Best man for the job. That's what he should have done, even if he'd not wanted to. He should have known the boys had made their choice and faced up to it. But Animal is a monument. And that's what this job is all about. Getting the best out of guys like that.
I don't rate him. Do you want me to go and see him?
No. If he doesn't say anything to you, then he's let us all down stinking. I'll tell him.
Who was on the wheel when the boat came back on the slip tonight, then?
Me?
I thought it was either you or that bloody inspector. You nearly wrote the prop off twice. Carry on like that, boy. We'll have to have bigger collecting boxes.
That's all he's going to say.
I consider myself elected.
There's no question that the vessel was stolen or that the dinghy was washed up here. All we're saying is that in the present circumstances, we'd like a search. A vessel with radar which can be launched quickly without causing suspicion is essential. With an IRA man on the run, I'm quite prepared to put armed men on board. Sergeant Owens here is a marksman.
The answer, I'm afraid, is no, as the Coast Guard told you in the beginning.
All we're asking for is a little cooperation.
The institution has clearly defined rules. The lifeboat is only to be launched if life is in danger.
You've launched for horses stranded.
That was life in danger.
I'll give you a radar expert.
The lifeboat will not be launched unless it is a matter of saving life. And there is clear evidence which satisfies me that life is in danger.
This man might be in desperate straits.
When that evidence is forthcoming, we'll be pleased to consider any subsequent request. But there'll be no armed man or anything of that sort. Jack!
Pardon me. The lifeboat house. Oh, hello, love. No, there's nothing wrong with the dinner jacket. It's just that the collar of the shirt won't do up. I think I'll have to get a new one. Without studs, remember. Ta. Bye. I promised to go to this party. I was going to stay the night. What do I do?
Enjoy it. They can get a tug. It'll cost them. Pity.
Jesus.
Just proceed as normal.
What if he is armed?
Offer assistance. If it's declined, there's nothing you can do. For some reason, the police want radio silence. Use your judgment.
Mr. Morgan, if you could don your protective clothing in the usual manner. Thank you, boys. Take over, Animal. I want to talk to Kojak in here.
I just want to get it clear. The second time, this chap fired a flare.
A flash of light. We don't know it was a flare.
Has anyone seen him close to him?
He's not going to let anybody see it. He's got form as long as your arm. Explosives, murder, kneecapping, you name it.
Do you know if he's armed?
There's things we know you don't. We've got arms and explosives stacked all over the country. No stick of nothing.
Don't ask him any more questions, Snowy, for God's sake.
I want everybody off the deck. The boat closed up. I want to put one man aboard.
Leave him for me.
No. I don't want anybody big. No uniforms. I don't want to frighten him. I want somebody small, young.
Hello. I'm a friend. Skint.
Him a member of the IRA? You must be joking, man.
I told him when he started, you bring that pup here. I said, I'm not feeding it. Get back to Milford, I told him. They're all tinkers. His family bent as corkscrews. I didn't know then he was too thick to catch a train. And, well, that's for that bitch. She's a Jade, a rogue, if ever I saw one. I never had a dog eat aluminium before, I'm telling you. I couldn't keep her in meat, never mind aluminium.